There's the music. Hashtag content creators problem. Hey, what's up, Tat? Another Micro Center combo? You guessed it. It is the 7700X combo. But we did really good. I mean, I impress myself sometimes, and in this build, with the budget we did with, I impressed myself. Y'all ready for this build? I know there's somebody here. Somebody that is waiting for this build. They've been waiting for this build for a few days now. Dakota, are you here? Why are the Z690 boards so costly still? Because they're still relevant. I think that's mainly why they're still high in price. But yeah, I agree with you. I think with the Z790s out, they should have came down in price. You can find a lot of open box, or even used, because everybody's switching from Intel to AMD, or a lot of people are. You can find really good deals. What's up, Dakota? Welcome to the build show, sir. Finally, it's time. For real this time. I'm so happy. It's your turn. Now is your moment. I'm sorry it's so late in the evening. Hopefully you guys generally stay up at least another hour, 10:30 or so, because that's about... This build will be about an hour and a half. So we'll probably go into 10:30, 11 o'clock when we're firing it up, finally. And at least it's closer to the weekend. What case are you going to be using? Well, we're going to find out here in just a moment. Let's go through the build out. All right, so Dakota already knows what's in here, but for those of you who don't know, we're going to run through the build out here. We're going to start with the CPU, which is the AMD Ryzen 7 7700X, which has got a total of 8 cores and 16 threads, 5.4 gigahertz on the boost clock. It's maximum stock boost. There's our Ryzen 7 7700X. And while we're going through this build, if you guys want to guess the budget, give me some numbers in the chat. Let me know what you think this cost. I want to know. I want to know what you feel like it should have cost. Next up is we have a Thermalright AM5 contact frame. Standard procedure for AM5. This is something I pretty much put on all AM5 CPUs now. And it's not really for the contact, because the AMD CPUs are less of a problem. More so a problem on the Intel platform because of the size. But these also help keep the thermal paste off the sides of the CPU. I think it's a lot cleaner, a lot easier to manage. So, and also during shipping, it also helps keep the CPU in the socket. So, shipping problems. Next up is our cooler. We're going to be using a Thermalright Frozen Infinity. That's weird. Something acted like it was going to fall. You never know. There could be an avalanche over here because there's so many boxes. But the Frozen Infinity, which is a 360 millimeter radiator with 3 120 millimeter AIOs. I'm sorry, fans. Holy smokes. I think the Red Bull's finally kicking in, guys. Or wearing off. One of the two. We have a 360 millimeter radiator on an AIO with 3 120 millimeter PWM addressable RGB fans. And uniquely on this one, it has the infinity mirrors on the side, so it's kind of like looking like the infinity fans from Leon Lee. It's kind of a knockoff, but it's by Thermalright. It also has a mirror RGB on the block, which is cool. So it's going to look pretty cool. There's some RGB also accent on the side of the fans as well, so you'll see that. Next up is we do have 3 additional fans that we're going to put at the bottom of this case, which I'll talk about the case here in a minute. These are also the Infinity fans by Thermalright, which is the TLM12WS. We have 3 of them for the bottom, and then we have the 3 on the top where the liquid cooler radiator is going to be. Next up is our motherboard. Was supposed to be an Asus TUF Gaming, but Micro Center unfortunately changed the bundle on me last second. But but it's the equivalent Gigabyte B650 Gaming X AX V2. So it's still a gaming motherboard, and it's the AX V2. Let me try to move it out of the way so you can see it. That thing right there. So instead of the Asus branded same model, we're using the Gigabyte version of that. Next up is 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 megahertz CL32, which is by G.Skill. This is the Flare X5 series. It's DDR5. This is a absolute solid, very stable kit that I like for AMD. Almost all AMD boards. I have found a couple of AMD boards that these don't run on, and that's why you should always check your supported list on the motherboard manufacturer's website. You should always check to make sure the RAM that you are purchasing, the kit, is certified and is supported by your motherboard. So always check that before you're building your PC, especially with DDR5. Less of a problem with DDR4. Pretty much all DDR4 works with pretty much all motherboards now, because it's just been so long. It's so compatible nowadays. Storage, we have a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD. We'll be running that for our storage, which is a Gen 4. It's the MP44L, so it's about a 5,000 megabits per second read-write speed on the drive. So it's a great drive. We do have some purple accent cables here. These are by Easy DIY Fab. It's another company I actually do like to use their cables from. These ones were a little bit more expensive, and they did not come with a kit with purple and white, which is what I wanted for the color scheme, that had 2 EPS cables. So I did have to purchase 2 kits, unfortunately, to get that second EPS cable for the motherboard. We could have very simply just left it with the black cable, but the aesthetics were important to me. That's a mouthful. It is a mouthful. Which were what for the Thermalright fans? The TL-M12WS by Thermalright. That's the TL-M12WS. Anyway, video card. You're probably wondering, why is it out of the box? Well, we didn't buy this particularly brand new. We did have to go used to get this in the budget. And it's not used, it's actually factory refurbished by Zotac. So this does still carry a manufacturer's warranty by Zotac, which would be something that we can, that we have access to since we made the purchase on the card. And this is a refurbished RTX 3070, which has got the 8 gigs of VRAM, and also it's GDDR6 256-bit PCIe 4.0 for the bus. So it's a great card. And actually, this was the same price as an RTX 3060 brand new. So that's how we could fit this in the budget, which I haven't told you about yet, as with everything else that we have here. Also, the power supply, we did go with a 650 watt. That's about the lowest I would go for an RTX 3070. Especially, it has to be a gold power supply. There isn't really much wiggle room here, but we did maximize the performance by sacrificing a larger power supply. So that is the downside to this. I would have liked to maybe do a 750 watt at least, or an 850 watt for this build, but because I was trying to get as much performance for him as I could into the system, we did go with a 650. The downside to that is, Dakota, if you go to upgrade your graphics card to like a 4070 or a 4080, you will need a new power supply as well. So that's the downside. That's the trade-off. The trade-off was for maximum performance. We lost a little bit of upgradability on the power supply. It's pretty much, but you could run a 4070 with that. So that's, you know, you could run that 4070. But if you get into like a 4070 Super or a 4070 Ti or Ti Super, then you're going to probably want a 750 watt minimum. You're the best. You hooked me up. Yeah, no worries, man. I'm trying. You'll be doing it? Oh, yeah, I'll be here. I'm not planning on going anywhere, so I should be here. But that is the build. And last but not least, I know, Tat, you're waiting for the case. The case that we're going to be building is the Montech XR in white. So if you remember our UPS man build stream, is our UPS guy that picks up all of our packages and ships them. Focus all power on the main transistors. Yes, thank you, some giant idiot. But if you remember Dan, the UPS man, that's our nickname for him now. He picked up all of our packages here, and he was asking, like, what do you guys do? And I'm like, I build custom PCs, and I'm looking for a PC. I'm like, give me your number. So we ended up building him a PC too, our UPS guy, which was kind of cool. But anyway, if you remember that, his build was in the same case, the Montech XR. But that was a black version of this. We're going to be doing the white version of this. So that's the case, Tat. Yeah, I remember that case. It was nice. Yeah, it's very similar to the Sky 2, but it's a little bit more. It doesn't have the RGB hub. It doesn't have as many RGB fans. The RGB fans that are included with the case, which is a 2 on the side and then 1 rear. They're probably not as nice as the ones in the Sky 2, but it is a $40 difference in cost, which that $40, again, went to the CPU, motherboard, RAM, to get them on the AM5 platform on a Ryzen 7 7700X with an RTX 3070, and we liquid cooled it in the budget and giving him some really nice white aesthetics with some purple and white cables. So I'm super happy about the way this is going to look when we get this done. It is going to take a little bit more work on my end because we don't have the RGB hub. We're also installing some fans. The cable management is going to be a little bit more difficult, and the just in general, it's going to take more time for this build because there's more to it than plugging it in and half of it already being done in the case. But that's the trade-off as well. Hey, what's up, Steve? Welcome back to the Build Show. I see Oprah is in Michigan today. Actually, I had no idea. This is Antonio. I'm outside. Hey, come on to the door. The door behind the camper. Antonio, come on in. So Antonio is a PC that we built yesterday on stream. If you guys remember, he is here to pick up as well. Because I finished his, and he was coming to pick up. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay. He was here, and he picked up. All right, guys. What's next? So is it a 7800X 3D and graphics card? I'm guessing 7800 XT. So Steve, I think you missed that. This is the Ryzen 7 7700X and also an RTX 3070 by Zotac. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the build show. V2 Guns. Welcome to the build show, sir. Over there on the Twitch. Sorry, we just had a pickup, so I'm a little bit flustered at the moment. I'm like, where am I? So, Antonio, I hope you enjoy it. If you're still listening. Let's go ahead and let's get started with this build, guys. Dakota's waiting for this. Let's do it. And V2 Guns, I'm doing good. How about yourself? How are you doing? I missed the good stuff in the beginning. It's all right. Yes. I'm great. Thank you for asking. Yeah, no problem, man. So, you interested in learning about PC? What brings you to the channel? Let's get a nice close zoom here. Just for you, Dakota. There we go. Yeah. All right, so we're going to be putting the Ryzen 7 7700X into the AM5 socket here, right here. And then we're going to remove these stock brackets and then add the Thermalright AM5 contact frame. This is also version number 2. So just be aware that there's 2 versions out there now. The differences, I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between version 1 or 2. Hey, Dakota! Here, switch over to Twitch. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh. We're all zoomed in. And there is our Ryzen 7 7700X right there. Hey, what's up, Gary Smith? What's going on, man? Was just catching up on yesterday's builds. Nice. Yeah, we built 2 yesterday. Hey, thanks for the follow, Dakota. Actually, happened to see this in my recommended, and I enjoy PCs, but I haven't built one myself yet. I'm hoping to build my first right around December. And V2, thanks for that follow. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I definitely recommend taking a look at the parts now, keeping an eye on the prices, because right now is actually a really good time to buy and build your PC, price-wise. For example, I still haven't heard if anybody's guessed the price of this build. In Dakota, you cannot tell people. No cheating. Dakota and I, and his, I think it's his wife or fiance. One of the two, or girlfriend. I'm not sure. I didn't catch that piece, but she knows the price too. Trust me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open this bad boy up. Wife, sorry, I did not mean to offend her if that was the case. I couldn't remember if you said that was your wife, and I assumed she was, but didn't want to assume. All right, so we're going to go ahead and drop this in here. I'm going to leave this... Shit. Not cool. leave that open because we have to take that off. So if you're not used to building PCs, definitely welcome to follow the channel because we do PC builds here all the time. And you're always welcome to ask as many questions as you would like and just learn. That's the best way to do it. And also, if you have a question or would like me to review a build that you're looking to do, I'd be happy to take a look at it, the parts list, and give you my 2 cents. Not Jay's 2 cents, my 2 cents. A little screwdriver, there it is. Okay, one thing I want to do. Oh, that's Phillips. That's new. Huh. I'm just blind as a bat. We're going to go ahead and remove this frame because we're replacing it with the Thermalright frame in this package here. Definitely don't want to do what I just did. $1,100, 900 by Steve. So Steve is guessing 900. Gary Smith is guessing 1,100 on YouTube. Anybody else have any other guesses on the price of this build? I know, Steve, you didn't get to hear the entire build. Also, I'll just run through it real quick. It's a Ryzen 7 7700X. And a B650E Gigabyte Gaming X AXV2. We've got a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, which is the MP44 by Team Group. And then we also have a 32 gig kit of DDR5, which is the G.Skill Flare X5. That's 6,000 megahertz at CL30. I'm sorry, CL32. And then we have some cable extensions. We have the Modtech XR ATX mid tower, along with the Thermalright Infinity, Frozen Infinity, which is a 360 millimeter AIO in white. And then we also have some additional Infinity fans for the bottom of the case, and a 650 watt 80 plus gold Sagittep power supply. And then of course we have Windows as well, licensing. I thought you would forget. No, god damn it. Yeah, I noticed a lot of stuff going for cheaper at the moment. Like I saw Ryzen 9 7900X 3D for just 400. Tell. He said not to. No payment paper next to me. No, got payment paper next. Oh yeah, you've got it. You've definitely got it. It's also right here next to me. So that is our $100 million from some giant idiot. So, Dakota, did you pay $100 million for this? I don't feel like you would have. I feel like it. Trust me. I know. No, we did really good on the budget, I think. All right, we got the CPU installed into the socket. I have it upside down. Not really, but kind of. It doesn't really matter. I could fix that, but I think I'm going to leave it. It's going to be covered up anyway. We won't even see it. Normally, I do it the other way around. I don't know what I was thinking that time. Ah! Steve Anderson's got a bid on $1,200 for the total cost. You did better than we planned. I did. I did. All right, guys. The total cost before taxes. It's time to reveal the cost. The total cost of this build was $1,282.95. Man, Steve Anderson almost had it on the dime. So it was a very good, very solid build for the budget. If you try to go buy that anywhere else for the hardware that we have in here, you'd be spending easily $1,500. Or close to it. Closer to $1,500. I was way off. Yeah, I think 100 million sounds like a steal if you ask me. A little off, yeah, a little off. But Steve, you got it. You were the closest. So it's a basically $1,300 build. We'll say it was, because it was 1,282, and then after taxes it was definitely in the 1,300 range. But the or past 1,300 after taxes. But the overall, I mean, for the price that we built this for, it is just I like it. I like the build out. I like the balance between the CPU and the graphics card. I like the fact that we're on the AIM-5 platform for future upgrades, which is going to make it way better for Dakota for future upgrades. And then also the aesthetics on this thing, it's going to be badass looking when it's done, guys. It's going to be super. So here's our MP44 going in. MP44L by Team Group, which is a 1TB Gen 4 SSD NVMe. Then we needed one of these guys here. Little M.2 screws, which are included with the motherboard in the box, separate. There we go. We got our SSD installed. What's next, guys? Well, I don't know what is next. I got two other waiting. I got two other wanting builds sending your way. Oh, nice. I appreciate that. Also, share the stream. Say, hey, come check out my build. My PC is being built live on the internet. How many people can say that? And then you always have access to it on YouTube, so you can always re-watch it. I'm going to go ahead and open up the AIO and just check the mounting brackets, because I can't remember for AIM-5 which brackets these were. Pretty sure they're pretty close to the same thing as the Frozen Prism or Frozen Note. Frozen Note. My build budget went out the window. Yeah, my build budget, anytime I'm building a PC. Usually I start with a budget, and then I get, like, past the CPU and the RAM, and then I say, screw it. We're all in. Oh. We've got the Intel hardware here, which we're not going to use. Then we've got our AMD hardware right here. So, super easy. We're going to go ahead and mount this hardware before we get the case out. Makes it a little easier. Great. Mounting hardware has been installed for the cooler. All right, there we have it. What's next? It's time for the case. Who needs a budget for a build anyway? Just a graphics card can do wonders. And check the power supply, maybe replace it if it's in the budget. Yes. Wait, did you post the budget, the build? Ant-Man TV, hello, checked out y'all website on a budget PC. Can I swap out the 580 with your 4060? Yes. Yeah, we could do that, Ant-Man. Definitely send over a contact if you haven't already, and just say, hey, this is Ant-Man from YouTube that we talked about swapping out the 580 for my 4060, and I can remove the 580 from the build, the price, and then we could just so the PC would be cheaper for you in general, because we're removing the card. And I haven't actually been doing a ton of those builds, so talk to me before you order, so that way I can get you the best possible within that price range. Because we might be able to do better. Because that build's been up there since December of 2023, and I haven't really refreshed the website lately, And that is something that is on my to-do list before we enter the holiday season here. Refresh. Amazes me how fast you build these systems. I know. I have no social life, dude. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out. Get that zoom on, the zoomy zoom. Okay. Then we'll get the case out. Time for that case. That one almost tried to get away from me. This is the Montech XR. So it's got that more modern fish tank look to it with the side mounted fans. That seems to be the modern design of 2024. And then of course we have tape on it. Oh yeah, remember I was actually forced to open this build, this case, blindfolded for the very first time, and I had never worked in this case before. You guys remember that when I was challenged to build blindfolded? That was also Dan, the UPS man's PC. I felt terrible doing that to his PC, but it had to be done. I remember it because of the tape. And I was like, why can't it open? Why won't it open? It wouldn't open. Because Montech taped this stuff. So I gotta peel this. Unfortunately, because it's over the tape. The front is also taped. I knew that. Push out, pull up. We're just going to remove that because we're going to be headed in there anyway. Yeah, who's got time for social life anymore? And then here's the back. So the one call out on this case that I wished Montech didn't do is keep this perforated metal here. I wish this was just open. So the back side of this case, you have perforated metal here, which is a bunch of holes punched through the metal. It actually costs them more money to do this than to just cut it out and make it one big opening, which is what I would have recommended over the metal punch. So it would have been more expensive for them to do what they did here, which in my opinion, they should have just left, they should have just cut it out. The reason why is because every little piece counts as restricting airflow. So we have this that is technically filtering the air, and then we also have the back panel, which has perforated metal or mesh that is also filtering the air on top of a metal, magnetic dust filter that's on the back panel that I already removed. So you have all of that the air has to travel through, which slows the air down. There's not as much air is coming through. So that is why I would not have put that on there. If I was Montech, I would have just cut that out. It would have actually saved them money. So that is the downside. Maybe they'll adjust it in the future. But that is one recommendation. The other thing is, I really like the hubs that come with the Montec cases, and they don't have one for this. And that bothers me. I wish they would have. Work and come home, rinse, wash, repeat. I totally hear you. 100%. Except I work, and then after I work more, and then I finally get like 5 minutes to myself as I'm falling asleep. Then I get up and do it again. Same thing. But all right, let's get the motherboard installed. We're just going to double check, make sure we have all our studs. Hey, any studs around here? All of our studs are installed, which they are. They come pre-installed. We'll just line the board up, and then we'll get our hardware out, which is included with our case. And then we'll use our LTT store screwdriver. Thank you, Linus. But we are putting this screwdriver to the test to see how many builds it lasts for. We started using it on build number 152, technically. And this is build number 155. So, we're into like 3 builds with this thing so far, and it's still holding up. The experiment is how many builds can an LTT screwdriver do? Anyway, to solve the airflow restriction problem, I am probably going to recommend removing the dust filter on the back panel. And that'll allow a little bit better. Although, we did add the 3 fans to this build for the bottom, which is going to act all as intake as well. So it's not like it's the end of the world, because we already have 3 additional fans on the bottom that's going to act as intake. So we'll have plenty of intake, which is going to pull from the side of the case here, which is all mesh. And also from the bottom. So you'll have some dust that builds up here on the side and on the back side of the case as well. That'll be mostly where the dust is. Alright. Let's see, what else should we do here? We should probably get our EPS cables plugged in, and then also get all of our front panel connections plugged in. And then once that's all done, we could start dropping some fans in here, and then tackle the AIO, the radiator. They also gave you some more Velcro strips. I probably won't use them in the back here, so I'll just give them to you so you can use them for cable management at your desk. They're just like these ones right here. Same stuff. The other thing is in the white case we have black cables, something to note in the XR, another area that they saved some dollar bills on, because in the Sky 2 these are actually white, which I thought was a, you know, high-end feel to it. But it's okay. I mean, we put the budget towards performance. It was performance first, while also carrying a really nice aesthetic approach to it. Oh, this over there. All right, so we got our USB-C front panel connection, which is, I'm sorry, down here on the front. Our USB Type-C is right there. I just noticed there's some rub marks here too. That's not cool. Make sure this cleans up. I just noticed that there's some rub marks from the case, or from the box, with the packaging. That should not be there. They'll rub out. I just gotta put some elbow grease on them. Not cool. Anyway, the front panel has your USB-C, USB 3.0, our HD audio, which is your headset, and also the power button and reset button here. If you can remove it, the back, go ahead. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's I can't remove this, but what I can remove is this. So the actual back panel, this is for the top that I just put there, but the actual back panel has a magnetic dust filter here. This is what I would say to remove to reduce the amount of airflow restriction on the back panel. Let's see here. Tell you the truth, the old game's better than the newer games, and I won't buy anything above 4068 gigabyte graphics card. So I may get a 5060. We will see. Yeah, try it out. Let me know how it goes. But if I get one first, I will definitely share you the experience. All right. So, all those connections are completed. Let's go ahead and get our EPS cables in. Again, I had to buy 2 of these because the color is not available in, or the color that we have here that I wanted does not have a kit with 2 EPS cables, and I wanted 2 because we have 2, well, technically an 8-pin and then a 4-pin, which sucked even more because I had to buy 2 kits just for that EPS cable. So here's the 1 cable. Pretty cool color, right? Camera does not do it justice. And then I'll steal the EPS out of this one, and I'll throw it on Marketplace for somebody to buy really cheap. I did not charge you for the extra kit. FYI. There's our second EPS cable that we need. But I'll give it to somebody, probably. Somebody who's, you know, a kid that's building a PC that likes the color purple and white. Pray, put it in the donation box. So next up, we're going to add some 8-pin or 4-pin cable combs. 8 cable comb. Cable comb cables. Cable comb. We're going to cable comb the cables. That is the color you wanted, right? These ones are a little bit more stiff than the ones that I usually use. Just commenting on it, not a problem or anything. Nice. Just what we wanted. There we go. So we got our purple and white cables in. The AIO is going to slide in here, hopefully as close as we can get it. Should be fine. And yeah, what's next? You want to put this 24 pin in as well? May as well. We're here. Kind of give it that flavor. Ooh, I do like this color choice of cables, yes. It was requested by Dakota. Purple and white. I know the camera kind of makes it look a little bit more blue, but it's definitely purple. I've got cable comb calluses from doing so many of these cable combs. I always talk about those because it's calluses in weird places. Oh, the last cables here will be for the graphics card, which are also purple and white, which we'll do when we get the graphics card in there. So next step, what we'll do is start tackling the bottom fans here and also get the AIO installed. So let's start with the bottom fans. You see the purple. Nice. I do like the color of choice. Yeah, if it was purple and gold, it'd be like Snoop Dogg. Nice. Steve tattooed on my dog is named Snoopy, and I call him Snoop Dogg because he's a dog, and you call him Snoopy. And then we know about Snoop Dogg. That's funny. I like the nickname. It's a good nickname. Snoop Dogg. You hear the music playing in the background whenever you call him? Snoop Dogg! Come on, boy! I got a feeling that you hear the music. And here is our Infinity fan, which we'll have to put in upside down, but that's okay. Again, the aesthetics are going to look pretty badass. Of course, he is a beagle. Nice. Yeah, our dog, Mr. Max, also named after Mad Max, or Maximilian. He's a rat terrier. Very energetic. Also gets locked in when it comes to chasing small animals. Mr. Max gets locked in. It's hard to get his recall. Alright, so we got the fans lined up, so now we got to get them actually secured. Which the case includes all the screws for mounting these fans, thankfully. All right, there we go. So now we've got the fans placed how we want them, which we have them upside down, it looks like, with the back facing up. That is because these are not reverse blades, and we need them as intake. So it's going to pull in from the air from the side and the bottom of the case and push it into the case. And then our exhaust is going to be the top with the radiator, which we'll install next. Great meow. Yeah, beagles have that very distinct bark. Oh, they like. We used to have a beagle when I was a kid, so I'm very familiar with beagles and how adventurous they are. But they're also great companions. But they do like to venture. Probably should have peeled these. Dang it. Definitely peeled that one last. Alright. So next up, gotta get this thing mounted. Fit right there, buddy. I get this thing. Oh, you stay. Back. So it's gonna be that way, huh? Split off from the split off. Okay. Not how I expected. Now, when we're done installing this AIO, whine when they want something. Yeah, yes, they do. They definitely whine when they want something. Basically, it's a really tight fit. That's why this AIO radiator is just sitting there at the top. Because it's a tight fit with those EPS cables that are a little extra wider than we normally use. Actually, I want to adjust it just a little bit. There we go. What do you guys think? Starting to look like a badass gaming PC? Put some thermal paste on this. Get this bad boy mounted. You cut all your hair off today. If you weren't so backed up, my wife would approve. I just send my case and let you get the PC swap for me. Hell yeah. I'm not that backed up. I mean, I've got, I don't know, 2 more builds to catch up after this one. So I'll be caught up by the end of this week. But you cut all of my hair off today, and you have more gray, of course. I'm bald. but I was almost anyway. Yeah, I would. You know, if it ever got to that point with me, I mean, I have a ton of hair right now, but if it ever got to that point, I would just shave it all off too. Just accept it. Own it. Own the baldness. Plus, you'd be, you know, looking like a badass. I feel like bald, like completely shaved heads shows confidence than trying to like save the hair. Sorry, Dad. My dad has the trying to save the hair, but he's it's not as bad now. He's accepted it finally. But if he's watching, I'm sorry. But you know the type I'm talking about. He's not that backup, but being behind means he's better than the people that are in time. Yes. Yeah, it just means I'm busy, and busy means good. So, the problem with the business model is that I could go 2 weeks and there could be maybe 1 or 2 builds, and then all of a sudden, within the course of a single day, all of a sudden I have 10 builds to do. It comes out of nowhere, and I can't predict that. It's, you know, I'm good at what I do, but I'm not a future. I can't tell the future. How much for that hat? They're on the website. This one I actually would have to order special with the actual color logo. The one on the swag is, I think it's like $30 or $40. Shit, that reminds me. I have to actually order one for somebody that I said I would send to, because I owed them one. But they're, but anyway, I think that's like 20 or like $30 or something like that. It's on the swag site. So if you go to the link tree and go to the swag website, you'll see the price there. There's all sorts of swag there, and all sorts of different. When it gets a little cooler out, I'll start wearing my hoodies, and I can show off some of the hoodies. They're really cool looking. Cable just does not want to stick. There we go. Nice and clean. Look at that. Starting to look like a custom gaming PC now. We got the purple and the white. The infinity mirrors going. This RGB is going to look pretty dope. I didn't peel that block up. When did I peel that? My one problem with these. Very dust on them. Or just look at them funny. You suddenly have something on it. Harder to tell when it's powered on, but when it's off, you can see it. Especially the light. Okay. What's next? Graphics card? Shall we? Why not? Let's just do it. Lay it back down. I think we're definitely going to need some sort of support bracket here. The card's a little heavier than I remember it being. For a dual card, it's pretty heavy. I like the joggers and the black hoodie. I'm buying the full outfit. Oh, dude. Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, this card's a little heavier than I thought, so I'm going to definitely have to add a support bracket for the weight. You can see it's leaning down a little bit. I don't like that. So I'll get a support bracket here. I'm pretty sure I have a couple of options here. I just have to dig them up and find them. Even so, I could probably overnight one or grab one from Micro Center if I have to tomorrow. Almost there, guys. Literally all we have to do, all we have left on this build is the power supply after this. And then we have some cable management on the back, and we have to plug in... Oh, shit. We still have all these fans to plug in, and I have the card installed. That's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm smart, guys. Should have plugged those in first. It's okay. I'm special. This oh shit moment brought to you in part by Empower Gaming Computers. Get empowered today. Doobity-doop-a-doo. I'm not going to tuck these in yet because I'm going to flip this bad boy over. Try to see if we can get cables plugged in. Deal with that, because that's going to be a big nightmare. If I can, I have to pull the card back out. I like the joggers, too, by the way. Joggers are cool. I've been playing with a couple of different designs. Haven't quite decided exactly, but those are the designs that we have right now. I do want to add more designs, though. I guess that's what I'm saying. More designs coming soon. Alright, so this is where it gets fun. These two, which are now these three. Let's see where we have to put it. Oh yeah, this one's gonna be tricky. I definitely should have been smarter about this. But I still got it. I'm still good at what I do. All right, so we've got those plugged in finally. The last thing I got to do is just chain the 3 fans that are on the side and the here. I'll do that here in a little bit. Those just plug into what I just plugged in. So I don't have to do this again, but I do have to get these not all twisted, funky. Go figure. There we go. Yeah. Pretty dope looking, huh? Hey, what's up, Jar Jar? You made it. What GPU is this? This is the RTX 3070 by Zotac. It is the Zotac Twin. Square AIO looks good. Yes. And it's got the infinity mirrors on it. I got it on the bottom and the top. And then the Zotac card is also kind of a mirror type finish to it, so it kind of blends really nicely with the purple. Did anybody catch that? We're going purple white with the cables, and we got some purple accent on the card itself. How about that? Daddy likes? Yeah, I figured Daddy would like. Kind of knew that was coming. I gotta get all these cables and things out of my way. Go. Now we should be daisied all the way up. Or we'll have to do the AIO daisy chaining. Gosh. This is what I was talking about. Without a hub, we have all this extra cables. All of these extra cables. Ton of extra cabling here. And it's because we don't really have a hub. Where you save some dollars. But downside is you get a messier back. But you don't really look at the back of the piece. this, kind of run it this. Right? And this. And the same with this stuff here. Not a whole lot you could do with it. I mean, I'll button it up a little bit more here once we get the power supply in and all that. Daddy does like badass, yeah. Okay, if I buy of the budget gaming PCs, can I replace the GPU with mines? Yes. Yes, you can. In fact, before you buy it, let me know, Ant-Man, because I would like to give you a better deal. And then also make sure you have the RX 580s removed from the price if you're putting your own card in it. Right? Or we could just do a custom build and build everything except for the video card. That is also 100% an option. Y'all have Black Friday deals? The secret behind the Black Friday deal. If you watch, the prices on the parts that are going to be on sale are relatively close to the prices right now. Meaning our Black Friday deals, they actually increase the price as we get closer and closer to Black Friday. And then they drop it, make it look like a deal. That is most of the deals. Yes, there are some real good deals on Black Friday. So that's not all of them, but it's most of them. So the only time I can really offer a savings on a Black Friday build is when the Black Friday build savings is coming from the manufacturer. Or I could probably do something like a no labor build or something. I don't know. But for me, I still have to make something on it to cover the time. So at the end of the day, I'm already not making a lot. It's really hard to do a Black Friday deal when you're already doing, you know, a pretty good price on the build. Unless the savings is coming from, like, the manufacturer. Then yeah, I would be definitely happy to do something like that. You can even order your parts if you wanted to, and then just have me build it. I do that all the time too. Well, this is going to be interesting. Good evening, that doesn't sound like fun. Oh, it's fun. How you doing, Army Vet? Welcome to the Build Show, sir. I'm the only one here, Ant-Man. It's just me. I'm a one-man show. Right now, anyway. That's the reason why I could do things a lot cheaper, because I don't have all the overhead. Back at 10, yeah! You're at the 10 streak, man. Must be a lot of work. Yes, that is why I don't have a social life, Ant-Man. I don't really have a social life because I'm building PCs. Yeah, I'm always building PCs, so that is my social life. Is this. This is my social life now. And I've accepted my fate. The universe called upon me to build PCs. And therefore, I build PCs. Alright, we're not going to get much cleaner than that. I mean, I might come back and tidy it up a little bit more, but it's really hard to do without a hub. Because you got all these extra cables that have just nowhere to be. They just don't belong anywhere. They're just everywhere. So I try to zip tie them as much as I can in places that made sense. And then I really don't want to get into like crazy zip ties right off the rip, because we might be taking this apart later. I'm doing what I just did there. Don't want to do that. So, no, there's no hub. That would help the organization of the back of the build, but it is not going to impact the performance of the build, period. So, really only the problem for the person that's doing the building and the maintenance. I have a feeling that's going to be me. Get a bracket. Find a bracket that helps hold the card weight. I had that here. Found one. And it's white. And I got it to fit in a discrete location. All right, let's clean up some of this hardware here, and then we'll get this thing fired up and see what it looks like for the very first time. Oh, we're close. All right, let's plug it in. You guys ready for this? Have you ever built in the attack helicopter case? No, I have not. I have not built in that case yet before. Although I have done reviews. Oh wait, no, I built one, and it was an open loop, and it was, who was that by? Was it Cougar? Or Thermaltake? I can't remember the brand name, but it looked like an attack helicopter case. Kind of looked like a Hamachi or Hitachi. Yeah, Hamachi? Is that it? There's a specific name for it. It looked like the cockpit. Right? I think that's the case that you're talking about. Oh boy. We're getting close. I think we're facing the wrong way here, guys. We gotta fix that. What do you guys think? Is it gonna post? Do we have an over-under on this? Hey, Dakota, I hope you're here. I need you to tell me to push this power button. It's like talking to me from here. Saying push it. It's happening! Some giant idiot is yelling with... Don't jinx it, like last time. Yeah, you know, I'm always very confident in my builds, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Apache. That's what it is. Hamachi, Apache. It was close enough. Power. He says to power it on, guys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're doing something. Don't worry, guys. This is DDR5 memory training. This is normal. Oh, here we go. We're getting some RGBs. Oh, yeah. Hey, just for the record, all right? Just for the record, Tat, we posted. Posted means we successfully powered on and made it to the BIOS. That means I plugged everything in right and didn't damage any pins. And all the fans are working this time. That's a plus. That's progress, right? That's forward progress, guys. We're making progress one build at a time. I know I'm probably making Dakota nervous. Like, what does he mean? Yesterday I had a build where none of the fans turned on and I found out I was an idiot. And I find out literally almost every stream that I'm an idiot. But there was a power cable that I forgot to plug in the back. Oops. You can't even see the GPU stand, can you? The bracket? Can you guys see that white bracket there? Does it even look like it doesn't belong there? It looks like it belongs there. And the card is nice and even now. Look at that. Yes, it is a gravity bracket with a little bit of magnet on the base. So as soon as we put this in the box, we're probably gonna have to take that out, and you'll have to put it back in there once you get it back set up at home. But it just slides in there underneath the card, and just make sure the lip is not touching the fan of the card. That's it. And I can show you how to do that here. Yeah. So that's what 1,282 before taxes gets you. 1282 or 1280 something. Yeah, 1282.95. Pretty dope. Well, there you go. Dakota, your PC is built. But now we have to go through the next phase, which is going to be the software phase, where we have to install Windows, we have to update the BIOS. We have to then do some configuration for performance. Make sure all the Windows updates are completed and do all the drivers. And then we go through a battle testing phase, which is where we battle test the crap out of it to make sure it's all perfect, performing where it should be, because we don't sell underperformers. And then after that, it'll be ready for pickup. It will receive its certificate, blessing it, deeming it a certified system built by me, or Empower Gaming Computers, when we eventually have more employees. Cool. And yes, you get to take the certificate home. And yes, it is framed and you can put it on the wall. All right, guys. There's your build, Dakota. I hope you enjoy it. And I look forward to meeting you when you come pick it up. And I will let you know when it is ready for pickup, but I would expect it to be ready probably sometime late afternoon tomorrow is estimated ballpark time that it will be ready for pickup. If I have it ready, obviously, any earlier, I will definitely keep you posted and let you know. But I will have it ready tomorrow, just at some point, probably towards late afternoon, evening, is probably when it will be ready for pickup. And we will have another build stream tomorrow. Ariel, I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. We have Ariel's build stream tomorrow, which is going to be another awesome looking build, similar to this, but in a different color, very different color, and not black. And it is in a different case, but very close. Yes, I'll be there late afternoon is perfect. Awesome. I'll keep you posted. I will let you know when it is ready for pickup. And then you can just come by, pick it up, chat, whatever you want to do. I can show you the ropes on how to plug this thing in and take care of it. And then take it back, plug it in, start enjoying it. Right? All right, guys. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. You have a good Thursday, good rest of your Thursday evening, night. And we'll see you tomorrow on Friday on the next stream, which is probably going to be right around 8 o'clock again, some point, or sometime after. Seems to be the going theme here. Hey, let's start at 6. Nah, we're going to start at like 9:30. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.